My beloved child, something shifted in the heavenly realm just as you opened this message. A reservoir that has been sealed is now breaking open over your life. Divine wisdom is flowing toward you at this very moment. Not the kind of wisdom that comes from books or education or years of experience. Not the wisdom that the world celebrates or rewards. I am releasing a supernatural download of understanding that will bypass every limitation of your natural mind and go straight into the depths of your spirit. The answers you have been desperately searching for are making their way to you right now. The confusion that has paralyzed you is about to be cut through like morning light, piercing through thick fog. The decisions that have kept you awake and anxious are about to become crystal clear. I am unlocking a dimension of wisdom inside you that will change everything about how you see your circumstances, how you navigate your challenges, and how you walk into the future I have prepared for you. You have been standing at crossroads, uncertain which path to take. You have been staring at problems that seem to have no solution. You have been wrestling with decisions that feel too heavy for you to carry alone. You have been trying to figure out the next step, and every direction looks equally uncertain. But what you could not see is that I have been preparing this moment. While you were struggling to find clarity with your own understanding, I was arranging a supernatural intervention. While you were spinning in circles trying to analyze every angle, I was preparing to flood your mind with revelation that would make the correct path undeniable. Let me give you practical ways to activate wisdom in your daily life, because wisdom is not just a concept to understand. It is a reality to walk in. Start your day by asking me for wisdom. Before you check your phone, before you dive into your to-do list, before you engage with the demands of the day, take a moment and say, "Father, I need your wisdom right now. I have decisions to make. I have people to interact with. I have challenges to navigate. Give me your perspective. Give me your understanding. Show me what to do and what not to do." That simple prayer opens the channel for wisdom to flow throughout your day. Throughout your day, pause before major decisions. Even if it is just 10 seconds, pause and ask me, is this wise? Is this the right move? Is this the right timing? You do not always need a long prayer session to receive wisdom. Sometimes it is just a quick check-in with me before you speak, before you commit, before you act. That pause creates space for my spirit to confirm or redirect. And it will save you from so many mistakes that happen when you move too quickly without consulting me. Pay attention to your peace. Peace is one of the clearest indicators of my guidance. When you are considering a decision and you feel peace about it, even if it does not make complete sense logically, that peace is often me confirming that this is the right path. When you feel a lack of peace, even if everything looks good on paper, that unease is often me warning you to slow down or reconsider. My wisdom will train you to recognize and trust your peace. Do not override it just because other people think you should do something differently. Your peace is personal and specific to you. Keep a wisdom journal. Write down the decisions you make and why you made them. Write down what you sense me saying to you. Write down the outcomes of different choices. Over time, you are going to see patterns. How I speak to you will become recognizable. You are going to identify which inner voices lead you toward wisdom and which ones lead you astray. This practice will sharpen your discernment and increase your confidence in hearing my voice. It will also serve as a testimony of my faithfulness when you look back and see how I guided you through situations that seemed impossible at the time. Test everything against my word. If a thought, an impression, or a piece of advice contradicts my written word, it is not from me. My wisdom will never lead you to violate my principles. It will never tell you to compromise your integrity. It will never guide you into sin. My word is the foundation and the filter for all wisdom. When you are unsure about something, go to my word. Search the scriptures. See what I have already said about that topic or that principle. And let my word be the standard by which you measure every other voice. Seek counsel from wise people, but do not outsource your discernment. Proverbs says, "There is wisdom in a multitude of counselors." It is good to get input from people who are mature, who know me, who have walked through similar situations. But ultimately, you are responsible for your decisions. Do not let someone else make your decisions for you. Gather information, listen to perspectives, but then bring it all to me and ask for my wisdom. I might confirm what someone said. I might give you a completely different direction. Either way, you need to hear from me directly, not just rely on what someone else heard. Practice making small decisions with wisdom so that when big decisions come, you are already trained. You do not suddenly develop wisdom in a crisis. Wisdom is built through consistent practice in everyday moments. When you are deciding what to say in a conversation, ask for wisdom. When you are managing your schedule, ask for wisdom. When you are choosing how to spend your free time, ask for wisdom. These small moments of inviting me into your decisions train you to live in a posture of dependence on me. And when the big decisions come, you will already be accustomed to seeking my wisdom and recognizing my voice. Now let me address the difference between wisdom and intelligence, because many people confuse the two. Intelligence is the ability to process information quickly, to solve problems, to think critically. It is a natural gift. Some people are born with a high IQ. They learn quickly, they excel academically, they are sharp, articulate, and impressive in their reasoning. Intelligence is a good thing. I am not against it. But intelligence without wisdom is dangerous. Intelligent people can come up with brilliant plans that lead to destruction. They can articulate convincing arguments that are completely wrong. They can solve complex problems in one area while creating disasters in another. Intelligence can be used for evil just as easily as it can be used for good. History is full of intelligent people who made catastrophic decisions. Wisdom, on the other hand, is rooted in the fear of the Lord. It begins with acknowledging that I am God and you are not. It is humble. It is teachable. It seeks truth above being right. It values character over cleverness. A person with wisdom may not have a high IQ, but they will navigate life with a steadiness and effectiveness that the most intelligent person without wisdom cannot match. You can be intelligent and make foolish choices. You can be highly educated and ruin your life. But when you have wisdom, even if you lack formal education, you will make decisions that lead to blessing. You will avoid traps that others fall into. You will build a life that is stable and fruitful. Intelligence asks, what can I figure out? Wisdom asks, what is God saying? Intelligence relies on human reasoning. Wisdom relies on divine revelation. Intelligence is impressed with itself. Wisdom is humble before me. Intelligence wants to be seen. Wisdom is content to be hidden if that is where I lead. Intelligence seeks to control outcomes. Wisdom trusts me with the results. Both have their place. I am not asking you to despise intelligence, but I am telling you that wisdom is higher. It is better. It is what you need most. Let me take you deeper into how wisdom operates by showing you two powerful examples from my word. The first is Solomon. When he became king, he was young. He was stepping into a role that was far beyond his natural ability. His father David had been a legendary king, a warrior, a man after my own heart. The nation was expecting Solomon to fill those shoes, and he felt completely inadequate. So he came to me, and I told him to ask me for whatever he wanted. Think about that. I gave him a blank check. He could have asked for anything: wealth, power, long life, victory over his enemies. But instead, he asked for wisdom. He said, I am like a little child. I do not know how to carry out my duties. Give me a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong. That prayer moved my heart. It pleased me so deeply that he did not ask for selfish things. He asked for the ability to lead well, to serve well, to make right decisions. And because he asked for wisdom, I gave him wisdom beyond any human being who had ever lived or ever would live. But I also gave him everything he did not ask for: riches, honor, a long life. Because when wisdom is your priority, everything else falls into place. Solomon's wisdom became legendary. People from all over the world came to hear him speak. Leaders traveled for months just to sit in his presence and learn from him. One of the most famous examples of his wisdom was the case of the two women who came to him with a baby. Both women claimed the child was theirs. One woman said that the other woman's baby had died in the night and she had swapped the dead child for the living one. The other woman denied it. There were no witnesses, no evidence. Just two women with opposite stories. Most judges would have been stuck. But Solomon asked for a sword. He said, "Cut the baby in half and give each woman half." The real mother immediately cried out, "No, give the baby to her, just do not kill him." The other woman said, "Fine, cut him in half. Neither of us will have him." And in that moment, Solomon knew. The real mother would rather lose her child than see him harmed. He gave the baby to the woman who was willing to sacrifice her claim to save the child's life. That is wisdom. It is the ability to see what others cannot see, to perceive the truth beneath the surface, to make decisions that reveal hidden realities. The second example is Daniel. He was taken captive as a young man and brought to Babylon, a pagan nation that did not know me. He was trained in their ways, immersed in their culture, pressured to compromise his faith. But he refused. He stayed faithful to me even in a hostile environment. And because of his faithfulness, I gave him extraordinary wisdom. When the king had a troubling dream, and none of his magicians or wise men could interpret it, Daniel sought me. And I revealed to him not only the interpretation of the dream, but the dream itself, which the king had not even told anyone. Daniel went before the king and said, "No wise man, enchanter, magician, or diviner can explain to the king the mystery he has asked about. But there is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries." And then he proceeded to tell the king exactly what he had dreamed and exactly what it meant. The king was so astonished that he fell on his face and declared that Daniel's God was the God of gods and the Lord of kings. That is what divine wisdom does. It gives you access to knowledge that no human effort could produce. It reveals mysteries. It unlocks understanding. It sets you apart in such a dramatic way that even people who do not believe in me have to acknowledge that something supernatural is working through you. Both Solomon and Daniel had something in common. They prioritized their relationship with me above everything else. They sought me first. They honored me even when it cost them. And because they did, I poured out wisdom on them that changed the trajectory of their lives and the lives of everyone around them. That same wisdom is available to you. Not because you are perfect, not because you have it all together, but because you are my child, and I want to guide you. Now let me teach you how to cultivate and receive this wisdom in your daily life. First, you have to ask for it. I told you in my word, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given to him. I am not holding wisdom back from you. I am eager to give it. But you have to ask. You have to come to me and say, "I need your wisdom. I cannot navigate this on my own. Show me what to do." And when you ask with a sincere heart, believing that I will answer, I will. Second, you have to spend time in my word. My word is the foundation of all wisdom. It is the standard by which every other voice is measured. It is the lens through which you interpret your circumstances. When you fill your mind with my word, you are filling your mind with my thoughts. You are training your heart to think the way I think. And the more you meditate on my word, the more naturally you will begin to make decisions that align with my will. My word will become a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. It will guide you even when you do not realize you are being guided. Third, you need to spend time in my presence. Wisdom is not just downloaded in a one-time transaction. It is cultivated through relationship. When you sit with me in prayer, in worship, in quiet listening, I speak to you. Sometimes it is a clear word. Sometimes it is a subtle impression. Sometimes it is a scripture that suddenly comes alive in your heart. Sometimes it is a sense of peace about a certain direction, or a check in your spirit about another. The more time you spend with me, the more attuned you become to my voice. You start to recognize how I speak. You start to sense when something is from me and when it is not. This is not something that happens overnight. It is developed over time. but it is one of the most valuable skills you will ever develop. Fourth, you need to be willing to obey even when it does not make sense. Wisdom often leads you in directions that contradict human logic. I might tell you to give when you feel like you need to save. I might tell you to stay when everything in you wants to run. I might tell you to speak when you would rather stay silent. I might tell you to wait when every opportunity seems to be passing you by. And in those moments, you have a choice. You can trust my wisdom, or you can lean on your own understanding. If you obey me even when it is uncomfortable, even when it does not make sense, you will see over time that my way was right. You will look back and realize that what seemed like a detour was actually a shortcut. What seemed like a loss was actually a protection. What seemed like a delay was actually perfect timing. And each time you obey and see my faithfulness, your trust in my wisdom grows. Fifth, surround yourself with people who also value wisdom. If you are constantly in the company of foolish people, their foolishness will rub off on you. My word says, walk with the wise and become wise, but a companion of fools suffers harm. The people you spend the most time with will influence how you think, how you make decisions, and what you value. If you are surrounded by people who chase after worldly success, who make impulsive decisions, who prioritize comfort over character, that mindset will seep into you. But if you surround yourself with people who seek me, who value my word, who make decisions based on my principles, you will be sharpened. You will be challenged. You will be encouraged to walk in wisdom. Sixth, learn from your mistakes. Wisdom is not just about making perfect decisions. It is also about learning from the times you got it wrong. When you make a mistake, do not just beat yourself up and move on. Stop and ask me, what can I learn from this? Where did I go wrong? What do I need to do differently next time? I will use even your failures to teach you. I will turn your messes into messages and your tests into testimonies. Some of the wisest people I know are people who have made significant mistakes, but instead of repeating them, they allowed me to transform them through the process. Let me speak about wisdom in your family. Peace is coming to your home. The chaos that has exhausted you is coming to an end. The constant conflict is being replaced with order and harmony. I am not saying there will never be disagreements, but the way you handle them is going to change. The intensity is going to decrease. The frequency is going to decrease. Order is being established. You are going to know how to lead your household in a way that honors me and blesses them. Knowing when to be firm and when to be flexible will come naturally. When to speak and when to listen. When to step in and when to step back. You are going to parent your children with wisdom that goes beyond anything you read in a book, understanding them at a level that allows you to guide them effectively. And they are going to feel seen, heard, and loved in a way that will shape them for the rest of their lives. I am releasing wisdom over your calling and your purpose. The vision that has felt overwhelming is becoming clear. You are going to know what I am actually asking you to do, not what everyone else thinks you should do. The next steps are being illuminated. You do not need to see the whole staircase, just the next step, and I am showing you that. The right people are being sent to help you. Collaborators, partners, mentors, supporters, people who carry what you need for this season. And you are going to build something that lasts. Not something that is flashy but falls apart. Not something that looks impressive but has no foundation. You are going to build on my wisdom, not on human ambition. And what you build is going to stand the test of time because it is rooted in me. Supernatural discernment is being activated in you. You are going to know when someone is lying to you. Something in your spirit will alert you when something is off, even if you cannot explain why. There will be times when everything looks fine on the surface, but your spirit is uneasy, and you are going to trust that unease. You are going to avoid traps that others walk right into, scams they fall for, bad deals they sign, toxic relationships they enter. The ability to see it coming and steer clear will be yours, and you are going to walk in a level of protection that comes from being led by my spirit. I am going to guide you away from danger before you even realize it was there. The spirit of wisdom and revelation is resting on you. This is not just wisdom for practical decisions. this is also wisdom for spiritual understanding. You are going to understand things about my word that used to confuse you. Scriptures that were once just words on a page are going to come alive in your heart. A passage you have read 100 times will suddenly reveal and suddenly see something you never saw before. My Spirit is going to illuminate truth in ways that transform how you see me, how you see yourself, and how you see your circumstances. You are going to hear my voice with increasing clarity. It is going to become more familiar, more recognizable, more distinct from all the other voices competing for your attention. And you are going to walk with a confidence that comes from knowing that I am guiding you every step of the way. I am not giving you a spirit of fear. I am giving you power, love, and a sound mind. Your mind is being renewed. The thought patterns that have kept you trapped are being dismantled. The lies you have believed about yourself are being exposed and replaced with truth. Your thoughts are being transformed. You are going to think differently. Where you once thought in terms of limitations, you are going to think in terms of possibilities. Where you once saw problems, you are going to see opportunities. You are going to speak differently. Words of life are going to flow from your mouth. Words of wisdom that help others. Words of encouragement that build people up. And you are going to act differently. You are going to make decisions with clarity and confidence. You are going to move forward with faith instead of hesitation. All of this because my wisdom is flowing through you like a river that cannot be stopped. This is your season of divine downloads. Expect them. Watch for them. Divine wisdom does not always come in the ways you expect. Sometimes it comes as a sudden knowing. You do not know how you know, but you just know. That is me downloading understanding directly into your spirit. Sometimes it comes as a creative solution that pops into your head while you are doing something completely unrelated. You are in the shower or driving or washing dishes, and suddenly the answer you have been searching for is just there. That is not random. That is me speaking to you when your mind is finally quiet enough to hear. Sometimes wisdom comes through other people. Someone says something in passing that unlocks everything for you. A conversation that seems casual carries the exact word you needed to hear. That is me orchestrating divine appointments to get wisdom to you. Sometimes wisdom comes through circumstances. A door closes, and at first it feels like rejection, but then you realize it was protection. An opportunity falls through, and you are disappointed, but later you see that it would have been a disaster. A delay that frustrated you turns out to have been perfect timing. That is my wisdom working behind the scenes, even when you cannot see it in the moment. Learn to look back and recognize my hand at work. It will increase your trust for the times when you cannot see what I am doing yet. When an idea comes to you out of nowhere, do not dismiss it. Write it down. So many of my children receive downloads from me and then forget them because they did not capture them. I give you a strategy and you think, that is interesting. I will remember that. But then life happens, and it slips away. Do not let that happen. Keep a notebook or a notes app on your phone. When I give you an idea, write it down immediately. Even if you do not know what to do with it yet, capture it. Some of those ideas are time-sensitive. Some of them are seeds that will grow into something significant later. Treat them as the treasures they are. When you have a sudden sense about a situation, do not ignore it. Pay attention. That check in your spirit is me warning you. That peace you feel is me confirming you. That unease that you cannot explain is me redirecting you. Your spirit is connected to my spirit, and I communicate with you through that connection. But you have to pay attention. You have to be tuned in. Too many people override their spiritual senses because they do not have logical proof. They feel a check about a person, but they ignore it because the person seems nice. They feel uneasy about a decision, but they push forward because they cannot explain why they feel that way. Learn to trust your spiritual senses. They are picking up on things your natural mind cannot perceive. When you feel a strong impression to reach out to someone or to wait on a decision, honor that. I am orchestrating things you cannot see. When I prompt you to call someone, it is because they need that call at that exact moment. When I prompt you to wait, it is because something is shifting in the spiritual realm, and the timing is not right yet. Your obedience to these promptings positions you for breakthrough. Your disobedience can cause you to miss opportunities or walk into traps. This is not about living in fear. This is about living in sensitivity to my leading. The more you respond to my promptings, the clearer they will become. The more you ignore them, the quieter my voice will seem. Not because I stop speaking, but because you stop listening. I am speaking to you in ways you may not even recognize yet. I speak through my word. I speak through worship. I speak through nature. I speak through dreams. I speak through that still, small voice in your spirit. I speak through godly counsel. I speak through circumstances. I speak through open and closed doors. I am always speaking. The question is whether you are listening. But as you tune in, as you pay attention, as you respond in obedience, you are going to see that I have been guiding you all along. You are going to look back over the last few weeks and months and realize that what you thought was coincidence was actually my hand. What you thought was luck was actually my favor. What you thought was your own good idea was actually my wisdom flowing through you. The answers you need are not far away. They are closer than you think. They are already making their way to you. Even as you have been reading this message, my spirit has been working in you. Clarity has been coming. Fog has been lifting. Understanding has been dawning. You are going to finish this message and step into your day with a different perspective. You are going to encounter situations that would have confused you yesterday, but right now you are going to have wisdom for them. Divine wisdom is not just information. It is not just good advice or helpful principles. Divine wisdom is the very mind of God being downloaded into your human consciousness. It is seeing what I see, understanding what I understand, knowing what I know. And that is what is being released over your life right now. The wisdom I am giving you will not just help you with one decision. It will transform how you think. It will rewire how you process information. It will change how you perceive challenges. Where you once saw impossibility, you will suddenly see strategy. Where you once felt overwhelmed by complexity, you will suddenly perceive simple clarity. Where you once struggled to know what to say or what to do, words and actions will flow from you with supernatural accuracy. This is not something you will have to strive for or earn. This is a gift I am pouring out because you need it, and because I have chosen this moment to release it. You do not have to be the smartest person in the room. You do not have to have all the education or all the experience. When my wisdom flows through you, you will operate at a level that defies natural explanation. People will wonder how you knew what to do. They will ask where you got that idea. They will be amazed at the decisions you make and the results that follow. And you will know that it was not you. It was me moving through you. Divine wisdom is one of the most powerful weapons I've given to my children, yet it is one of the most underutilized. So many of my children are trying to navigate their lives with human reasoning alone. They are leaning on their own understanding, trusting their own intelligence, relying on what they can figure out with their natural minds. And they are exhausting themselves. They are making decisions that lead to frustration. They are choosing paths that lead to dead ends. They are speaking words that create damage instead of healing. They are acting on impulses that sabotage the very blessings I am trying to bring into their lives. Not because they are foolish, not because they are bad people, but because they are trying to operate in a realm that requires a wisdom higher than human intelligence can provide. Human wisdom is limited by what you have seen, what you have learned, what you have experienced. But divine wisdom taps into a realm of knowledge that is infinite. It pulls from the future I can see, and you cannot. It pulls from the hidden factors and situations that are invisible to your natural eye. It pulls from my understanding of every person's heart, every enemy's strategy, every spiritual force at work in your circumstances. When Solomon became king, he was young and overwhelmed. The weight of leading an entire nation was crushing him. He could have asked me for wealth. He could have asked me for a long life. He could have asked me for victory over his enemies. But he asked for wisdom. He asked for the ability to discern between good and evil, to make right judgments, to lead my people well. And that request pleased me so much that I not only gave him wisdom beyond any human who lived before or after him, I also gave him everything else he did not ask for: wealth, honor, victory. Because when you prioritize wisdom, everything else aligns. When you seek understanding first, the other pieces of your life fall into place. Solomon became legendary not because of his military strength or his political power, but because of his wisdom. Kings traveled from distant nations just to hear him speak. Complex disputes were brought to him because people knew he could see what others could not. His wisdom brought prosperity to his entire kingdom. And that same wisdom is available to you. Not a lesser version, not a diluted sample. The same spirit that gave Solomon supernatural understanding lives inside you right now. There is a difference between knowledge and wisdom that most people do not understand. Knowledge is the accumulation of facts. It is information stored in your mind. It is what you learn from books, from teachers, from experiences. Knowledge is valuable. I am not dismissing it. But knowledge alone will not navigate you through the complexities of life. You can have all the information in the world and still make disastrous decisions. You can know all the facts and still miss the most important truth. Wisdom is something higher. Wisdom is the ability to apply knowledge correctly. It is knowing what to do with what you know. It is discernment. It is insight. It is the supernatural ability to see past the surface and perceive the deeper reality. Wisdom knows when to speak and when to stay silent. Wisdom knows when to act and when to wait. Wisdom knows when to fight and when to walk away. Wisdom knows when to trust and when to protect yourself. You can be highly educated and have zero wisdom. You can have multiple degrees and still make foolish choices. But when you have divine wisdom, even if you lack formal education, you will navigate life with an effectiveness that astonishes everyone around you. I want to flood every area of your life with this wisdom. Not just your spiritual life, not just your church decisions. Every single area, your career, your relationships, your finances, your family, your health, your purpose. There is no part of your life that is outside the reach of my wisdom, and there is no problem you are facing that my wisdom cannot solve. In your career, you have been feeling stuck. You have been wondering if you should stay where you are, or if you should make a change. You have been uncertain about opportunities that have been presented to you. You have been confused about whether to take a risk or play it safe. You have been frustrated because you feel like you are not moving forward, but you do not know what move to make. Divine wisdom will cut through all of that confusion. I will show you which doors to walk through and which doors to leave closed. I will give you strategies that will position you for promotion. I will download creative ideas that will set you apart from everyone else in your field. I will show you how to navigate office politics without compromising your integrity. I will teach you when to speak up and when to observe. I will reveal to you the hidden dynamics in your workplace that others cannot see. You will begin to make decisions with a confidence you have not felt before. Not because you suddenly have all the answers, but because you will know that I am guiding you. And when I guide you, you cannot fail. Let me speak prophetically over your life right now. I want you to receive these words not just as nice sentiments, but as declarations of what I am releasing over you in this very moment. I declare that divine wisdom is unlocked over you. The seal that has kept you from accessing my full understanding is breaking open. The fog that has clouded your mind for so long is lifting right now. The confusion that has paralyzed you and kept you stuck in indecision is breaking apart like ice under the heat of the sun. Clarity is flooding your thoughts. It is washing over your mind like a wave. You are going to start seeing solutions where you once saw only problems. Situations that looked impossible are going to suddenly make sense. Problems that seemed unsolvable are going to reveal their answers to you. Opportunities will appear where you once saw only obstacles. What looked like a dead end is going to show itself to be an open door. What felt like a setback is going to prove to be a setup for something greater. Ideas are going to come to you that you know did not originate in your own thinking. You are going to wake up with strategies that you did not go to sleep with. In the middle of a conversation, you will suddenly know exactly what to say, even though you had no idea a moment before. Creativity is being unlocked. Innovation is being released. Strategies are going to drop into your spirit that will reposition you for breakthrough. These are not just good ideas. These are divine downloads that carry the power to shift everything. You are going to make decisions in the coming days and weeks that will shift the trajectory of your life. Decisions that will redirect your path toward the destiny I have always had in mind for you. And people are going to take notice. They are going to ask you how you knew what to do. They are going to wonder where you got that idea. They are going to be amazed at the wisdom that flows from you, at the discernment you display, at the clarity you carry. And you are going to give me the glory because you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was not you. It was me working through you. It was my wisdom operating in you. And that recognition will keep you humble and keep the channel open for even more wisdom to flow. I speak supernatural wisdom over your career and your work. The right doors are opening for you. Doors that have been shut are being unlocked. Doors that you did not even know existed are being revealed. The right people are noticing you. People who have the authority to promote you, to hire you, to partner with you, to mentor you. They are seeing you with fresh eyes. They are recognizing value in you that they overlooked before. The right opportunities are aligning. Opportunities that fit your gifts, your calling, your season. You are going to be promoted beyond what your resume would suggest. Responsibilities and positions will be given to you that your experience does not technically qualify you for, but my wisdom will more than qualify you. You are going to be given favor that defies natural explanation. And it will be because my wisdom is guiding you. It is positioning you. It is speaking through you. You are going to become known as someone who knows how to handle complex situations, someone who can be trusted with important decisions, someone who brings solutions instead of just problems. Now hear me concerning wisdom in your relationships. I am removing toxic people from your life. People who have been draining you, using you, manipulating you. They are being removed by my hand. Some of them will remove themselves. Some of them I will remove through circumstances. Either way, you are going to experience a relief as they exit your life. And in their place, genuine people are being sent. People who will pour into you as much as you pour into them. People who will celebrate you instead of competing with you. People who will speak truth to you in love instead of flattering you to your face and undermining you behind your back. Discernment about who to trust and who to keep at a distance will sharpen. You are not going to waste years on people who were never meant to be close to you. You are going to navigate conflicts with grace and strength. You are not going to avoid necessary confrontation, but you are also not going to be led by anger or bitterness. Words of healing instead of harm will flow from your mouth. Words that build up instead of tear down. Words that create connection instead of division. I release wisdom over your finances. You are going to make decisions that multiply what you have. The little that has felt like it is not enough is going to stretch further than it should. Mistakes that would have cost you dearly will be avoided. Investments that looked good but would have drained you. Partnerships that sounded promising but would have ended in loss. My wisdom is going to protect you from financial traps. You are going to break cycles of lack that have followed your family for generations. Mindsets that have kept your family in poverty are being shattered. Patterns that have repeated in your family line are being broken. The trajectory of your entire lineage changes through you for your entire lineage. New streams of income are opening. Sources of provision that you have not tapped into yet. Ideas that will generate income. Skills that will be compensated. Opportunities that will produce fruit. And you are going to steward it all with integrity. You are not going to compromise your values to make money. You are not going to sacrifice your character for a paycheck. And because you honor me with your finances, I am going to honor you with increase. Divine wisdom is flowing. It is not something you have to chase or strive for. It is being poured out on you right now. Receive it. Open your heart and receive it. Walk in it. Do not just know about wisdom. Walk in it. Apply it. Live it. Make decisions based on it. And watch how everything begins to shift. Watch how doors open. Watch how relationships improve. Watch how finances stabilize. Watch how peace returns. Watch how clarity replaces confusion. This is what happens when divine wisdom flows. Everything aligns. Amen. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who is struggling to make a decision right now, someone who feels lost or confused, someone who needs the clarity that only God can provide. Your act of sharing could be the answer to their prayer. Type Amen in the comments if you receive this word of wisdom over your life. Leave a comment telling us what area of your life you need God's wisdom the most. Your honesty could encourage someone else who is going through the same thing. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a message that God has specifically prepared for you. Remember, you are not walking alone. Divine wisdom is yours.